Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the preview, the DAZN preview for the cruiserweight bout between two former champions, Gilberto Ramirez, former two-time super middleweight champion, and Joe Smith Jr., the former light heavyweight champion, as they will clash in a cruiserweight battle this Saturday, October 7th on DAZN. You know, before we get into this, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support as I continue to build my channel. Yeah, this fight's going to be a good one right here. I mean, these two guys, you know, I just think it's a good matchup. It's a good crossroads battle here between two guys that are coming off of one-sided losses to the two best fighters at light heavyweight, respectively. So, you know, you got Gilberto Ramirez, the former two-time super middleweight champion, was rolling at light heavyweight, you know, knocking out the 3 or 4 fighters he had fought, and then he became mandatory to Dimitri Bivol and took on Bivol after Bivol had beat Canelo last year. A lot of people thought Ramirez, because of his size and the volume punching, was going to be a threat to Bivol. I was not one of those. I wanted to say Bivol did exactly and even better than I thought he was going to do. But I thought Bivol would control the action and outbox Ramirez, and he did exactly that, almost shutting him out. Very, very one-sided performance as Ramirez suffered the first loss of his career. But, you know, Ramirez, hungry fighter. He's taken the whole year off pretty much since the loss, and he wants to bounce back in impressive fashion against Joe Smith Jr., the former light heavyweight champion, who hasn't fought in even longer. He hasn't fought since June of last year, when he got destroyed in 2 rounds and lost his WBO light heavyweight title in a unification bout against undefeated unified champion Artur Beterbiev. So these two guys, I believe, still want to be competitive at light heavyweight. But they both see the value of this fight right here. It's a crossroads fight, both guys in their 30s. And, you know, the loser is going to be pretty much seen as a gatekeeper. And I also did a breakdown video on this fight, guys, a couple weeks ago, if you guys want to go back and watch it in detail, about why I think, you know, and who I think and why I think they're going to win. But I am picking Gilberto Ramirez in this fight. I think he's going to outwork and break down Joe Smith Jr. I think Ramirez is the better boxer puncher here. Fighting above the weight, I think, helps both fighters. But I feel like that might give Ramirez, because I feel technically he's the better boxer. And Joe Smith might be the stronger of the two, though, in terms of punching power. But I think Ramirez is more you know, again, is the better boxer puncher, and will has the ability to break down Joe Smith. And I think he'll do that, and he'll stop him in the middle of the later rounds. But don't count Joe Smith out. Joe Smith has really good one-punch power. Joe Smith has never really had stamina issues, if you really think about it. You know, his losses weren't because he fell apart in the late rounds. He just got beat by a better fighter in those fights. But, you know, he's hungry still. He wants to prove himself. You know, remember, this is a guy that dominated Eliter Alvarez a couple years ago, and, you know, put himself in line to capture the title. But in terms of boxing ability, he's much more of a slugger and a puncher, and so he absolutely has a puncher's chance in this one. And I think he's a very live underdog. He could definitely hurt and catch Gilberto Ramirez, but I think Gilberto Ramirez is going to break down Joe Smith, box him and punch him. His volume punching is going to go a long way, and I think he's going to break down Joe Smith and stop him in the middle of the later rounds. But it should be an entertaining battle. I really do think it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be good, especially with these two guys not having really any weight restrictions. They're going to be able to come in at the cruiserweight limit, you know, above 175 and chuck. So should be a good one this Saturday, October 7th. Gilberto Ramirez versus Joe Smith Jr. Not really a big undercard to speak of. You know, not really much I wanted to, you know, to talk about on the undercard. but it will be later in the evening. I think this one will probably take place around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening on Saturday, so make sure you're checking it out. And that's it. That's what I got. That's my preview for the Ramirez versus Smith, the DAZN card that takes place again on October 7th, this Saturday. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.